we might have a bit of a problem. Oh dear. Hello everybody, my name is Shenko and welcome back to the Minecraft Survival Series. I hope you all are well. Well, right now I am here in the blacksmith forge area of my mega base, and currently I'm just in the process of setting up all the armor trim displays so that whenever we need to do an armor trimming, we can have all the displays ready, and currently I have silence ready. There's a reason I really love silence is that the trimmed color takes more of a leading role compared to the color of the original armor, and that's why I love it so much. It does look really nice. And if you have a clean eye, you may notice I redesigned the blacksmith forge area of my mega base, and look at how beautiful it is. It gives a nice eerie dark vibe with a little bit of light here and there, and I personally prefer the blackstone floor compared to deep slate, as blackstone does look much nicer in contrast to the usual copper and deep slate walls that we have. Now I know what all of you are currently looking at right now. Shed, why do you have a diamond sword? What happened to a netherite sword? Well, about that. See, in between episodes, I was busy gathering up mob heads. As you can see right here for display, I got a skeleton head right here, I got a zombie head right here, and I got a creeper head right over here. Unfortunately, when I was hunting for mob heads, I accidentally threw my sword into a charged creeper, and when they exploded, my netherite sword was gone. Long live the king. Now personally, I could just go into my starter house and there would be a netherite sword right there, but personally, I wouldn't want to use that. One, it sort of breaks up the whole set of the old netherite armor and the shield and the sword before I started the survival series. And secondly, I don't even have the netherite upgrade trim just yet. So that actually gives us an excuse to go through the nether and hopefully find one. Now today's episode is going to be a little bit different, as we're going to be working a lot more within the mega structure or the mega base that we currently have. And our first task to overcome should be around the corner right there. See, unfortunately, when I first returned to my mega structure in episode 10 of the survival series, I turned on the villager breeder and I forgot to turn it off. This then resulted in the villager breeder being extremely loud. And if I go closer to it, yeah, there are quite a lot of villagers in there. Now the reason I want to deal with these villagers first and foremost is because 1.20 introduced some really interesting changes to how villagers work. And yes, there are the experimental changes made to the librarians and the armorers so that the traits that they have are different based on which biome they are in, which in all honesty, I'm all for it. I'm actually pretty inspired to go out to different areas and build villages in different biomes. But if you didn't know, in Minecraft 1.20.2, Mojang pushed a change so that zombie villager curing only works one time. You cannot do it over and over again, and unfortunately for this guy, Dr. Bob, his job is sort of gonna be cut slightly. Now, why do I also want to deal with them in the meanwhile? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because if you follow me this way, this is my villager trading hall. And the reason why I want to deal with this now is that at some point, Mojang are probably going to be pushing out the experimental villager changes at any point in time. And so I would really like to get all these villagers up and running at their lowest possible trades, just so we can get that over and done with. And then once we are done with all of them, we don't really need to worry about trades. I can just worry about constructing villages in different biomes. So yeah, that's probably what we're going to be doing firstly in this episode, is just building around this area and completing the villager trading hall, because at some point Mojang are probably going to go through with their changes and we won't be able to get any of the other books or different materials that the villagers would have unless we go to different biomes. However, I won't be boring you all with just myself dealing with villagers, so I'm just going to cut to a small little time lapse just for you, so that you guys won't get bored. Alright, we know what to do, let's get it done. Let's do this. Hey, so you made it back. Let's just say a lot has happened over the past 2 weeks since that first scene was recorded. Let me tell you why. So over the 2 weeks, life sort of happened. I had to travel out for work, and also I had a weekend to relax and have a vacation, which was pretty cool by the coast. But so far, I have nailed down the design that I want for the new trading hall design. And so far, I like the design I have for my farmers. Right now, since some of these work blocks are one whole block, sometimes when you're trying to get experience from them, it doesn't go through, and then you have to sort of fit your way through a one block gap in order to get that experience points. So now, there is no longer any blocks in front. You can grab whatever you need. Let's say some pumpkins. Which one of you trade pumpkins? You. And then you can get your experience points really fast. So as you can see here, the walls of the villager trading hall is quite similar to what we did in the blacksmith forge area, except it's a little bit lighter, it's a little bit more color, but I'm not too sure about the floor. The floor seems a little bit too close to the colors of the wall, and I want to change that slightly, but I'm not too sure what I can change it with. I'm trying to see what works and what doesn't, and so far, might be getting somewhere. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but I don't know. It's not really giving me that sort of trading hall vibe. Maybe we need another block to balance that out. We might be getting somewhere. Not gonna lie, we might be getting somewhere here. You know what? This actually looks fine. I'm actually fine with this compared to the normal planks itself. I'm glad that we narrowed down jungle to use it. So let's just have a test, shall we, with the remaining jungle wood that we have. Now let's try and use dark oak. Maybe this could be our ticket. That actually doesn't look that bad either. I'm gonna say it. I actually kind of like it. Now, what if we use the rest of our dark oak here? Honestly, much better. I'd say it's much better. Well, that definitely took a little bit of time, but we managed to settle on a floor design, and honestly, looks pretty good. I definitely like it. Now, after settling on the floor, I am a little bit tired of building, and I just want to get some villagers in, you know? And right now, I just want to get a whole bunch of cartographers in. So I'm not going to bore you too much watching me just wrangle librarians here and there. Let's talk about something, because recently, Minecraft Live just happened. As you know, well, the penguin didn't win. The armadillo won. You know, that's completely fine. I do want to talk about Minecraft Live as a whole, because quite frankly, the new stuff that they're planning, honestly, looks pretty nice. I actually really like it. Now, I get that there's been a lot of negativity in the general Minecraft community regarding a lot of changes. It feels like Mojang are getting lazy, and Mojang are running out of ideas, or just changing things out of the sake of changing things, but honestly, that couldn't be further from the truth. See, the thing about villager trading halls as a whole is that since 1.14, it has gotten much easier in obtaining the trades that you want for much less, which is why the zombie villager changes happened, which is why a whole bunch of the librarian changes happen. And so these few updates, and especially Minecraft Live, have all incentivized going out and adventuring. and actually exploring other biomes and other structures and such. And that's why I'm not too bothered by the librarian changes that are coming in the near future or are in the experimental patch, because I enjoy exploring. I love going out there into the world and just exploring, which is why 1.20 was actually very much liked by me. I actually really liked 1.20 to go out there and explore. So while people can stand here and say that, oh, my villager trading halls are gonna be obsolete now because my librarians are gonna need to be from somewhere else in order to get mending. Well, now's your chance. Build your villager trading halls first before the experimental changes go live. That's all. Quit complaining. And speaking on complaining, there's been a lot of negativity in the Minecraft community. It is a really, really old game, and quite frankly, 30 bucks doesn't even give you free content most of the time these days, or free updates even. To think that a live service game would be getting free updates just like that out of the developer's own heart after, 14 years is something to behold, and I honestly really appreciate that we have this sort of choice in how we want our games to be. And I'm actually really fortunate that Minecraft as a whole, the community has a voice in what goes out. And some of us, our voices sometimes get skewed towards the negativity, which shouldn't be the case. All criticism of any content should definitely skew towards being constructive as much as possible. And so when I give my opinion about any of these changes, I want to encapsulate the general Minecraft player as a whole, just thinking in their mind what they are thinking of whenever these sort of changes happen, and what are their playstyles like. Are they a builder? Are they a redstone player? Are they an adventurer? Are they more PvP focused? And the PvP focused is definitely showing through in the trial chambers, or whatever those are called, that they announced in Minecraft Live. Can we talk about those trial chambers? Because honestly, they look amazing. I love the new copper blocks and the new tough blocks that are going to be used. Plus all the combat in the trial ruins, or the trial chamber. I don't know what the hell to call it. All the combat that Mojang have been teasing really opens the door for those experimental combat changes that they were testing a while back. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. Sorry, I'm just rambling on here and there. I haven't played Minecraft at all for quite some time, and I was on vacation when Minecraft Live happened, so I guess in some ways, it's sort of opening up the conversation here. What do you think of Minecraft Live, Leave it in the comments below. Are you happy? Are you unsatisfied? Are you somewhat skeptical that Mojang are going on the same route that they did in 1.20, where they're only showing us content that's already been established? So where were we still? Oh yes, wrangling villagers. Let's just keep continuing doing that. Right, so the reason I have all this rail being laid out right here is because we're gonna be funneling villagers back and forth from here, because this guy right over in this corner right here, our fortune villager, is not really doing so well at 14. I mean, it's a good price for fortune tree, but we can definitely do better. And the thing with 1.20.2 is that the zombification villager discounts only work once. So we're currently on 1.20.1, so let's try and take advantage of that before we switch over to 1.20.2.
Hope you enjoyed this brief construction montage.
Now how about that? How about this librarian trading hall? Now it looks much better, much more spacious, and it looks a little bit more lively. So now you can clearly see the before and after of the villager trading hall that we're currently upgrading here. Before the Minecraft survival series, I had them in much smaller spaces and it's a little bit more compact. I'm not sure why this glowberry bush is right here, but I had them in much smaller, much more compact spaces, and while they do look pretty cool, it is quite a hassle just walking about. Sometimes you just want to fly through and you just end up hitting your head a lot. But in the new trading hall, it's a lot cleaner, it's a lot more modern, a lot more organized. So the 10 villagers in front here are all original villagers. Efficiency 5, sharpness 5, fortune. We still have our original mending villager, our blast protection 4. But when we come into the second region of librarians, you can see some of them are slightly new. We got sweeping edge, we got respiration, projectile protection, we got depth strider, we got bane of arthropods 5 for 1 emerald, which is pretty cool. And we got fire protection as well. We do have curse of binding, but let's be honest, who's actually going to use that? And also I changed out the floor. Instead of using the dark oak planks, we're now using stripped dark oak logs to give it a much more modern flooring. And it honestly looks better compared to the planks. A lot cleaner as well, which is very nice. Now when I plan to upgrade the rest of the trading hall to look as what we did in this episode, I'm a little bit burnt out of building and pushing villagers around here and there. You know, kinda bored of that. So let's go do some building somewhere else, shall we? And I think we know exactly where to go. If we go down here, we have our kelp farm all the way over here. Now our kelp farm has been pretty busy producing a whole bunch of kelp, I mean, I do want to use more of the dried kelp blocks to build the buildings around here, much like our barn. But currently, it's a little bit of an eyesore at the moment. And there's a reason why I have it in the water to begin with. And that's because the tiered kelp farm does resemble a boat of some sort. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and make a boat here. Now, personally, I have no idea how to build boats. And since we're gonna be working a whole ton on the water, we're gonna need something rather niche for this. I do have a conduit, so we could use that and do that. And that should work. There we go. It is working as intended. I don't have a netherite sword, but this will have to do. I'd say that be the back of the boat and that be the front of the boat, so we might need to clear out a bit of the land above ground. And right now, I am not doing a really good job with this boat. I mean, what is this shape? Oh, God. I mean, the cross-section shape looks fine. But the top down... Oh, ugh. I gotta fix that. Now, as my first time building a boat, I'd say I did a pretty good job. I mean, sure, the size is definitely much bigger than what I initially thought it would be, but hey, it does look pretty nice. I got the shape down relatively well, and it looks pretty good. Now, the only thing left to build for the moment in exterior-wise is the mast and the sails. And if I look in one of these, I do have quite a bit of red wool alongside dark oak and a bit of bamboo. I feel like these could really be pretty useful for building the sails. So these are the blocks that I'm going to be using. How about we go through and build the sails here in a little time lapse. Alright, shall we do it? Right, let's do this. Well, that definitely took quite a bit of time, but we managed to get the sails on our ship. They look amazing, and I've finally been able to use the bamboo blocks for something right here, and they actually pair pretty well with the red cloth sails that I'm supposed to be building here. Now, it's at this point where I want to make a PSA. When you start building something new, especially like me, who has never built a boat or ship before, start small. Don't be like me and just build something this absurd because, well, I'm sick in the head. But honestly, it came out pretty well. Not gonna lie, I love the sails of how they look. We have two small ones in the front and the back, and in the middle it is a large sail. Look at that. Amazing. Now we come onto the deck. I do need to do some decoration on the deck itself, but the sails are massive to complement the size of this boat. I mean, this houses my kelp farm, so, well, the proportions definitely got out of hand quite a lot. But honestly, it looks pretty good and it fits well with the rest of my area. And also I like the colors that I use. The red, obviously, because of all the red roofs that we are building around here, the yellow bamboo, and also the green of the kelp blocks being used as part of the ship and on top here on the top deck. Now while the sails are pretty cool, if you have a really good eye, you would see that we use some banners on the ends of the sails, but these are rather blank red banners, and I want to make a banner for this area as a whole. Our East Asian style island deserves a banner of its own. Now before we get on to crafting our banner, I need to do something real quick. This little cat right here that we found in the abandoned area in our world, well, I asked you guys in the comments what to name her. True Ninja Frog asked if I could name the cat Terra. And you know what? That sounds like a good name. I'm not sure if I have a name tag anywhere. Do I have a name? I do. Okay, thank goodness. And we shall name our black cat here Terra. Hello Terra. You are mysterious, but I love you. Thank you so much, True Ninja Frog, for picking a name for my cat. And if you have any other name suggestions for any of the other animals in my world, you know, leave them in the comments. I would very much appreciate them. Now, apart from that, do we have... Okay, we got a whole bunch of wool. I think we're missing something here. Just let me fly up here, because we're missing something important. Ah, there it is. The flower charge. This is going to be very useful. Hop back down. Look at our boat over there. First, let's craft up an orange banner. So first, yellow dye with mason. Then we have yellow dye again with pally. Yeah, that's what it is. Then we have the red border right there. Then we have the red flower charge pattern. And last but not least, we add an orange center to represent the sun. And skadoosh. What do you think of the banner? I think it looks pretty good, especially with the red, which is the color of the roofs and the sails in our island, and then the orange represents the sun all the way up there. Now, in order to expand, we're going to be putting this banner in other places, so I'm just going to duplicate the banner. I think that's how you do it. Yeah, that's how you do it. There we go. Brilliant. Now we got 10 of these banners that we can place around here. We're gonna put one here. We'll put one in the farmhouse right here. Maybe just somewhere like right here. We can definitely place one at the dried kelp smelter. Right, I think here should be fine. Yeah, that's fine. There's definitely going to be some on the boat because, well, this is the boat of the land. We'll put one right at the entrance of our sniffer sanctuary. And last but not least, we'll fly on up here. And we'll place one right at our storage room. So what do you think of the official banner of this island? I think it looks pretty neat. But now that we placed all the banners here, we can take one last flyby of the ship. It is massive, it is glorious, and I'm very proud of the sails. They look amazing. With all the different blocks that I use and the colors, oh, they look amazing. Now I'm thinking in between episodes, maybe I go in and do a little bit of interior work here in the ship and also move a few more villages up there, because I'm definitely going to need to redo more of the other villager trading halls around here to match up with what we did earlier in the episode. But with all that being said, that's going to be it for this episode of my Minecraft survival series. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. We got on with quite a lot of things today, and a lot of building and a lot of moving villagers. I sincerely hope that next episode we won't be moving villagers as much as we did this episode. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to follow along on my journey. And as always, my name is Shenko. Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care of yourselves, be nice to one another, and I will see you in the next video. Until we meet again. Later!